So tired today. But tomorrow is Friday. And it'll be so lovely. I feel like the next 3 weeks are going to be really tough because we don't have any kind of break or like an e-learning or half day or anything. It's just like 3 more straight weeks. It's terrible. Oh. 4:22. Mm-hmm. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da. You did? Oh my God, that's very exciting. Ah, do you have a car?
Not yet. I'm gonna get one soon.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Going home? Oh no, you got a meeting. You got a meeting. Yeah. See ya. Where are the others? Where are the others? Here they come, here they come, here they come. Hi. You close the door. Thank you. We don't yet have Madison. Louise is here, Kayla's here, Kinsey's here, Isaiah's here. I guess give Madison a minute. And we'll just see if she shows up. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, just for the heck of it, is watch a scene from a Broadway version of Fences, starring James Earl Jones, aka Darth Vader, Mufasa, the dude from Field of Dreams. Very cool. And it's Act 1, Scene 3, which is when Corey is asking why Troy never liked him. So let's just see how we feel about this adaptation. I'm gonna plug in here. And
Some of the answers on the screen are funny.
they're funny?
Yeah.
Like what?
The question, what happened to Lions? One of the options is who played dominoes for a living.
Are there professional domino players?
I don't think so.
I used to play dominoes all the time. All right. It's only like 5 minutes. $1987.
Can I ask you a question? The hell you want to ask me? Mr. Stawicki is the one you got the question for. How come you ain't never liked me? Like, when the hell you ever said, I got to like you? What law is there that said, I got to like you? Do you want to stand up in my face and ask me some damn fool ass question like that? Talk about liking somebody. Come here, boy, when I talk to you. Straighten up, goddammit.
Why is this hard?
Ask you a question. What law is there to say I like you? Boy. Don't you let go. Eat every day? Yeah, nigga. As long as you live in my house, you put a sir on the end of it when you talk to me. Yes, sir. You eat every day. Yes, sir. Got a roof over your head. Yes, sir. And clothes on your back. Yes, sir. Why do you think that is? Because of you. And I know it's because of me. Why do you think that is? Because you like me? Like you. I go out of here every morning and bust my butt, putting up with the punters all day long. Because I like you. You is the biggest fool I ever saw. It is my job. It is my responsibility. You understand that? A man got to take care of his family. You live in my house. You stick your behind on my bedclothes. You put my food in your belly because you are my son. You're my flesh and blood, not because I like you. It is my duty to take care of you. I owe a responsibility to you. Wait now. Let's get this straight right now. We'll go along in the butt. I ain't got to like you. Mr. Red, my money come payday because he liked me. He give me because he owed me. I'll give you everything I had to give you. I give you your life. Your mama and me was God between us. Like in your black ass was not a part of the bargain, and don't you try. Go through life. Worry it if somebody like you or not. You best make sure that they are doing right by you. Understand what I'm saying, boy? Yes, sir. You get the hell out of my face and go on under the AFP.
That it? Oh no. Okay. Why what?
I can see them working from up there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't realize there was a second one here.
Can I ask you a question? The hell you got to ask me? Mr. Stawicki, the one you got the questions for. How come you ain't never like
It's him? Wait, what?
Yeah. He's the one that's in the movie we're gonna watch.
what
Mhm.
law is there to say I got to like you? You want to stand up in my face and ask a damn fool ass
Yeah, I
question
never
like
knew
that?
he did
Talk
theater.
about liking somebody. Come here when I'm talking to you. Straighten up, goddammit. I asked you a question. What law is there to say I got to like you? None. Well, all right then. Don't you eat every day? Answer me when I talk to you. Don't you eat every day? Yeah. Nigga, as long as you in my house, you put a sir on the end of it when you talk to me. Yes, sir. You eat every day. Yes, sir. You got a roof over your head. Yes, sir. You got clothes on your back. Yes, sir. Why you think that is? Because of you. Hell, I know it's because of me, but why you think that is? Because you like me. I go out in there every morning, bust my butt, putting up with them crackers every day, because I like you. You about the biggest fool I ever saw. It's my
one was definitely more like comedic.
Yeah, I thought that was so interesting that like that one really got a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
And I feel like we were laughing when we read it, but like it was also, I don't know, it's funny that it's us and like we'd never read it before. I mean, I have read it before, but it's been a long time. I just thought it was really interesting that like the first one didn't have any laughs at all. It was like really tense.
Yeah.
And then so that actually makes me really excited to watch the movie because I don't know, like, do you guys think that Troy is likable? Hmm,
It depends
Mm,
on,
It depends.
somewhat. Like, does it depend on the scene or like who he's interacting with or
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
both.
both. I feel like James Earl Jones was more of, I don't know why I didn't turn my camera back on. Was more of like what I was thinking of when I was reading it because he was really harsh and I could see that he would be like kind of scary to his kids and the kind of dad that maybe was like, you know, you didn't want to go to his funeral or like have anything to do with them. But Denzel Washington, and part of it is just like Denzel Washington's so likable and like objectively a very handsome man. And that's like not how I pictured Troy at all. And I thought that he was kind of, I mean, obviously like he got a lot of laughs, but it almost felt more like even if he was like yelling at his kid, it felt more like dads, you know how dads can be, they're so crazy, but not the kind that would like totally sever ties with his kid. Like Troy makes a lot of bad decisions and I don't know, I don't, even though I like empathize with him, I don't necessarily like him. I mean, he's funny at times, but it makes me excited to watch the movie because I'm like, how is Denzel Washington gonna be this for the whole play or the whole movie? Really interesting. Okay, I'm gonna unplug. And just got a few discussion questions because we haven't really discussed a whole lot. One thing that made me kind of like have mixed feelings about Troy was that he like came right out to Rose and said, I've had an affair. I'm gonna father somebody else's baby. And he just like straight up says, this is what's happening. He doesn't offer to cut off the affair. He doesn't even apologize really for like cheating on her. And I felt kind of like mixed about that because on one hand, it was like really a slap in the face for Rose, but on the other hand, he's like trying to do right by this other kid. What did you guys think about that?
I felt it felt weird. Like I feel like I didn't like it because he was like trying to justify it,
Mm-hmm.
even though he definitely shouldn't have been,
Yeah.
and like justifying it in like the worst way possible, especially to his wife,
Yeah.
like saying that she makes me laugh and like. all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. You're
Yeah,
right.
Like that's the worst thing to say to your wife.
100%. He's basically just like, these are the reasons I cheated on you, and like what I wasn't getting from you that I got from her.
And it just felt like
God, I'm so cold.
shouldn't have said any of that.
Yeah, like even if he was just gonna be like, hey, I'm somebody else is having my kid, and I'm gonna take care of the kid. I don't think it's necessary to go into all these details. And also, like, they didn't split up. Like even like obviously when Alberta died, it's not like he could leave Rose for her at that point. But like even before that, when he first said that she was gonna have a kid, they never really talked about splitting up.
Yeah,
Very weird.
like it didn't have a.
Yeah. Either of you guys have any thoughts?
Well, for a lot of people, like kind of back then, like splitting up wasn't really an option.
That's
Like
true.
I guess they didn't really even think about it, but I would have left his butt in the
Yeah.
dust.
Yeah, divorce was a lot like less frequent and like less acceptable back then. Um, what year was this? This was supposed to be the 60s, right? Or 50s?
Yeah.
Interesting. Where's my Hi Madison? We're just talking about the play a little bit. We watched a scene from a Broadway version starring James Earl Jones, and then another theater version starring Denzel Washington, who is playing Troy in the movie that we'll watch week after next. And it was just really interesting to see the difference and like how the audience perceived it and stuff. But now we're just discussing a little bit. At one point, Troy tells Corey that he doesn't want him to be like him. What do you think he does want for Corey? He's so harsh to him all the time. Like, what's he hoping for Corey?
Probably to get a better life instead of going into the major leagues or the NFL and just completely getting like crapped on. Basically, he wants him to go have a successful life with a good family, and instead of like saying that to him, he just kind of tries to kill his dreams,
Yeah, as you do.
as one naturally does.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. He just goes about it in such a bad way because of what happened to him in like with baseball. Yes, exactly. He didn't want that to happen to Corey, but not taking into consideration that like times are different now or like during the time of the play. And like what happened to him isn't necessarily going to happen to Corey. And it also doesn't seem like Corey has like banked all his hopes and dreams on football. Like he has been responsible about it. He's kept his job at the A&P, and Troy's just like, absolutely not. Like, you're not doing this. You're not getting to sports. You'll get crapped on just as much as I did, which is not necessarily fair or true. Okay. Mhm. Yeah, I think that's fair. And like, there also would have been, even though 100% there's still racism in the time of the play, I mean, there still is now, progress was being made throughout like the whole second half of the 20th century and now. So like what happened to him, which was based out of racism basically, is not necessarily what's going to happen to his kid, but he just is sort of like putting that that expectation on him. Why do you guys think Fences is an appropriate title for this play? Or do you think it's an appropriate title?
Because they're kind of like building up walls with each other, but they're not building up like permanent walls, but they're building up like barriers. A lot of people are around Troy, really.
People are building up barriers around Troy. Do you think that he's building them back?
Yes.
There's a line about how some fences are meant to, I think Bono says it, some fences are meant to keep people in and some people are meant to keep people out. Oh, you got a dog in there?
That's one of my many dogs.
How many do you have?
7 at one house, 1 at the other.
Whoa, 7. Jealous. Madison says, because like a fence, people just continuously walk in and out of Troy's life. Out of, oof. Yeah, I think so. And there's also the fact that like Rose is the one who wants the fence built in the first place. So
That's what Bono comments on. He says that the mother wants to keep
And that makes sense to me. I feel like her, like a lot of Rose's character is about being a mom, because even when the kid's not actually hers, she takes Raynell in and treats her like she's her own daughter. And so what Julia says was that Bono says a thing about how Rose might want to like keep people in with the fence that she's hoping to build and like keep her children in, which I think makes a lot of sense and sort of makes it seem like the story is more about her than Troy in some ways, which like maybe it could be it's about both of them, but were you surprised that Corey joined the military?
No,
See, that scene? No,
no.
because I think it helped, like, I didn't realize that at the time, like, him saying, yes, sir, like, all that. I feel
Yeah,
like just, like, prepared him.
yeah, that's a
Seemed
good
like it was
point.
preparing.
Yeah, it kind of did. Like
Yeah,
the way that
absolutely
he was
makes sense.
yelling at him was like a boot camp or something.
Right, and it just made sense that he would.
Kinsey, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Okay.
Really, like it mimicked what Troy did to him.
Yeah, it did.
And it also gave him like some structure that he never really had.
That's true. And I think it's, I do think it makes sense, but it's also an interesting choice because it wasn't really one of the things on the table
Yeah, I
when he
think it
was
like
younger.
to spike Troy.
Yeah,
And like I'm not gonna get a job. And I'm not
Yeah.
gonna get into sports, I'm just gonna do
just do something totally different. And like in a way, it makes me a little bit sad that he gave up sports, but also like, was it entirely his fault? Like Troy told the people not to come. So I don't know if he even would have had another chance to do that, but you're right, that makes total sense and probably did it to kind of spite Troy. Do you think that Corey or Lyons, either one, is kind of like Troy by the end?
I think Corey's probably like more like Troy, just in, I don't know. Neither of them really seem as harsh as him,
Yeah,
but Corey is definitely as stubborn as he is
I
as Troy.
agree. Yeah, that makes sense. That neither of them is as harsh as Troy, but Corey is probably as stubborn as Troy was.
Yeah, and probably I literally
Discipline. Yes, very true. You have to be in the military. And also I like Lyons. And one of the things I like about him is that even though I don't remember what he ends up actually like doing in the end, but he's like, I have to keep playing music. That's like the thing that kind of keeps me going. And so like it feels like neither Troy nor Corey had like a passion that they stuck with. Like they both chose things that were more practical and like could give them a good life. And Lyons, like whatever else is going on, he's like, I've got to keep playing. Like I just have to have music in my life. Which I like about that. So he says all this stuff. Troy says all this stuff, like even in the scene that we watched about family responsibilities and duty and like taking care of your family. Do you feel like he is a good example of that stuff, or is he kind of hypocritical?
Wait, who said that? Troy?
Troy, yeah. Like even in the scene that we watched about like you take care of your family because they're your family, and you have a duty to treat them right and like to do right by them.
Hypocritical.
You think he's hypocritical?
Yeah, because he never he provided like money for his family and a house, but he didn't provide like love and attention and other things that parents do.
Yeah. And then he kind of has like a second family, or sort of.
Yeah. Like, what the heck?
I know.
Isn't necessarily not
Okay.
like, that sounds bad.
No, I get what you're saying. I just want you to say more about
Okay,
it.
Like, he's not like he didn't stop taking care of his own family.
Yeah.
He just wanted to do more for himself.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it is.
And I think also, like, you're right, he didn't stop taking care of his family. And even though he cheated on his wife and got someone else pregnant, he was also kind of intending to do as right by Alberta and the baby as he could,
Right.
which is like another branch of his family, I guess. So I don't know that it's hypocritical, but it's complicated for sure. Okay, I think this is the last question, but what do you think some of the important messages are through this play?
Um, not to be as control,
Not to be what?
as control,
Not to be as controlling.
but taking that opportunity or
Hmm.
something.
I think you're right. And even a step further, like not having your kids live through you, or like trying to live through your kids.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I think that was a lot of why he was so controlling, was like trying to prevent him from making the same mistakes that he did. And then, I mean, he went about it totally the wrong way.
Right. Instead of like telling them not to do that. Like, instead of like, he just didn't let them do what they wanted to do. Instead of just like telling them just to be careful and not to do it.
Yeah,
Like, he just completely eliminated the possibility of anything.
right. He didn't guide them, he like commanded them.
Right.
And yeah, you're right, like a lot of parents do that today, and probably always have, but it's so like, I feel like it is counterproductive, because the more you like tell someone not to do a thing, the more they want to do it. But also, like, just when you try to control kids, they're gonna want to like prove you wrong and do something other than what you wanted. I think it is better to, not that I'm not a parent and I don't know anything about it, but I think it's better to like guide your kids rather than just tell them like this is how it's gonna be, because I think you're kind of setting them up for failure and setting yourself up for disappointment. And also, like, don't you want to raise a kid who can make their own decisions and like know what's best for them?
Especially when they actually have to.
Yeah, and Corey's like an older kid.
Yeah,
Like he's making decisions about what he wants to do for his life. So like this is a good time to loosen the reins a little bit and let him figure out what he's gonna do.
especially if they're like already trying to get
Yeah,
of their own life.
yeah,
Yeah, especially that.
especially then. I feel like I had another thing to say about that, but I don't remember what it was. Do we like this play?
Yeah, I really like this play.
Yeah, I did too.
Dramatic. It was good.
Yeah, it is dramatic, and I like that it is dramatic and like very serious, but there's also like kind of a lot of comedy in it, or like a lot of humor,
Yeah.
just like in the interactions between characters. I'm excited to watch the movie. Denzel is Troy, and Viola Davis is Rose, who she's great. She's the woman from How to Get Away with Murder, if you guys have ever watched that show.
Wait, yeah.
Oh, this movie was released like 4 years ago, right? Or something.
Yeah, I think it was 2016.
I remember all the ads for it and I really wanted to go see it.
Mhm. I haven't watched it. It's PG-13, which means I should probably get y'all to sign a permission slip, but
Do we really need to? We're all
Like,
we're all
y'all are in a college class. I don't know.
But
Yeah, but even so, y'all are literally old enough to watch PG-13 movies on your own. So, I have to get in another, I have to get permission slips for my other class of seniors because we watch a rated R movie, which isn't even technically okay, but we show clips of it, which means everything except for like one part, which is like kind of a sexy scene. It's not even really, but like Frankenstein. Not the old black and white one, but Frankenstein from 1994. And it's really like it's rated R because of like gruesome and frightening images, which it's not even that gruesome and frightening. So like all of the seniors were like, we're literally 18. Why do we have to have our parents sign it? And I'm like, it's not for you, it's for me to like cover myself. But I feel fine letting y'all watch a PG-13 movie, even if I technically am supposed to get permission forms. So as long as no one is shocked, we've read it, so we know what kind of language it involves. So all right, well, we have 20 minutes left and you guys can start working on your prompt. Tomorrow it'll just be time to work on the prompt and the quiz, which I know some of y'all have already started working on. Snowballs. Oh my God, the honor roll kids can get a snow cone next week. Those things are good too. Have you been there? Oh my gosh, I love it. It used to be Pelican Snowballs and now it's Mr. Narwhals. They just changed their name, but they're good. Also, there's a challenge where like if you eat every flavor, you get a free t-shirt or something, but they have gross flavors too, like dill pickle and toothpaste. Like all these flavors that I don't know.
I mean, I guess pickles is mixed with it.
Does it?
Well, literally just 4 pickles. It would be good.
Well, like gross.
Well, yeah, I think it's the.
I mean, I think it's the same thing, Kayla. I think they just changed their name, probably new management or something. But Pelicans is a chain, so I don't know if they've all changed. I'll call my mom later and ask if the one in Spartanburg has changed. Is there? That's good to know. Orangeburg is a good stop between here and Spartanburg. So sometimes if I'm going to see my parents over the summer, maybe I'll pull over and get a snow cone. Okay, folks, I'm gonna let you guys go. Get excited about snow cones next week. I think most of y'all are probably on the list. So, and if not, you can still bring $4 and get one anyway, like I intend to do. I will see y'all tomorrow.
Bye.